this is Dr. Kilgore from Dr. Kilgore's World with another math learning video. Our learning goal for this video is I can multiply fractions and whole numbers. So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to answer questions like this. Emily has 6 eggs. She needs 2/3 of the eggs to make an omelet. How many eggs does Emily need? So let's go ahead and look at some strategies for multiplying fractions success. I'm going to teach the algorithm in this video. In other videos, I will look at some area models and other ways that you can multiply fractions. So 3 key steps and then a couple of questions to ask yourself. So step 1, you're going to write your whole number as a fraction. Step 2, multiply the numerators. Step 3, multiply the denominators. And then you're going to ask yourself, do I need to make the fraction a mixed number? If it's an improper fraction where your numerator is larger than your denominator, then you always want to turn it into a mixed number to turn it in. And then ask, do I need to simplify the fraction? Always, always, always simplify your fractions. So let's do a little bit of practice with multiplying fractions and whole numbers. Okay, go ahead and make sure that your paper is set up to work these practice problems with me. Work the first couple with me, and then I'll tell you when to pause so that you can work some on your own. Remember, every problem needs a problem number, and then we write out the problem. So for this one, we're looking to find 1/7 of 14. So 1/7 is a fraction. In this case, of means we're going to multiply. And our first step of fraction success was take 14 and write it as a fraction. So we've already learned that when you have fractions like 2/2, that is equal to 1 whole. In this case, we want to make the whole number 14 into a fraction. You can take any whole number and put it over the number 1, and that makes it into a fraction. For this problem now, we are ready to multiply. So 1 times 14 would be 14. 7 times 1 would be 7. And then we ask our questions. Do we need to make this into a mixed number? Well, 14, our numerator, is larger than 7. So yes, we need to divide. 14 divided by 7. 7 will go into 14 2 times. 2 times 7 is 14, 0. So we could do our loop, but we would end up with 2 and 0/7. We don't need the 0/7. So 14/7 equals the whole number 2. So 1/7 of 14 equals 2, and circle 2 because that's the answer you're turning in to your teacher. Problem number 2, we need to go ahead and find 25 times 1/5. So our first step is we take 25 and make it a fraction. Multiply it by 1/5. I kind of like these ones in here because that makes it easy math. 25 times 1 is 25. 1 times 5 would be 5. And then we ask ourselves the question, do we need to make it a mixed number? Well, 25 is larger than 5, so we do need to do the division. 5 will go into 25 5 times. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 minus 25 is 0. So our fraction would be 0/5. We don't need to put that there. So 25/5 equals 5. It is a whole number, so we do not need to simplify. Let's try one that's just a little bit harder. Let's do 1/4 of 40. So 1/4 is a fraction, it stays the same. Of we turn into a multiplication sign. 40 we turn into the fraction 40 over 1. We multiply our numerators, so 1 times 40 is 40. We multiply our denominators, 4 times 1 is 4. We have 40 on top, 4 on the bottom. So we ask ourselves the question, do we need to turn this into a mixed number? Yes, we do. 4 will go into 40 10 times. 10 times 4 is 40. And we end up with 0 left over. So 40/4 equals 10. It is a whole number, so we do not have to simplify. Let's look at 1/3 of 15. So we write it out, 1/3 of means multiply. 15, turn it into a fraction. Multiply straight across. 1 times 15 equals 15. 3 times 1 equals 3. Is it improper? Yes, it is. 15 divided by 3. 3 will go into 15 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15. So our answer is 5. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and write these 2 practice problems down and then pause the video so that you can work them and then come back and check your work with me. Pause right now. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and look at your work on these problems. So 1/5 is also always a fraction there. We have of, which means multiply, and then 40 we need to turn into a fraction by go 40 over 1. We multiply across, so 1 times 40 is 40. 5 times 1 is 5. It is improper. So 40 divided by 5 is 8. 40/5 equals the number 8. 1/7 of means multiply. 28, the whole number, becomes the fraction 28 over 1. 1 times 28 is 28. 7 times 1 is 7. 28/7, when we divide, 7 will go into 28 4 times. That means our answer is 4. Okay, we're going to look at a couple of a little bit harder problems so they don't have quite so many ones in them. Our multiplication has been pretty easy to this point. Let's look at 2/3 of 27. Okay, so it's the very same process. We keep our 2/3 of we turn into multiply. 27 we turn into the fraction 27 firsts. And then we multiply across. 2 times 27. I don't know my 27 facts very well, so 7 times 2 is 14. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. And then 3 times 1 is 3. It is improper, so we do our division. 54 divided by 3. 3 will go into 5 once. 3 will go into 24 8 times. And our answer is 18. For number 8, let's look at 3/8 of 16. So 3/8 is already a fraction of we turn into multiplication. 16 we make into a fraction. Look at your multiplication across. 8 times 1 is 8. 16 times 3. I've got to do some work here. 6 times 3 is 18. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. So 48. And I know that 8 will go into 48 6 times. So that is my answer. So you are ready. Oh, actually, we've got to go solve that problem from the beginning, don't we? We have our guiding question. So Emily has 6 eggs. She needs 2/3 of the eggs to make an omelet. So we need to know what 2/3 of the 6 total eggs that Emily has would be. So go back to my whiteboard here. And for our guiding question, Emily has 6 eggs, and we want to know what 2/3 of those eggs would be. So we turn our 6 into a fraction. 6 times 2 is 12. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 will go into 12 4 times. And Emily needs 4 eggs to make her omelet. So this video has been all about multiplying fractions by whole numbers. I hope that it has helped your understanding of this math concept. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next flipped math video.